again, we're talking DJs in the wide spectrum. I think we kind of touched on it. I don't know when, and now that I'm kind of looking at it, but it is what it is. I was concerned, and now I'm kind of happy about seeing the DJ. Obviously, it's not where it used to be, right? We all know the DJ was the main act that people would come see. It wasn't an MC. It wasn't a B-Boy. It was the DJ. You would come see the DJ. Now, obviously, it's not at that point. But I'm seeing a lot more bills, a lot more flyers with more DJs than rappers.
Where?
Out here in LA. I'm
Really?
seeing like so put it this way, like just with this Galleries Fest that's happening out here in Garden Grove, Southern Cali. It's a ton of heads, don't get me wrong. And this is not what I mean. There's more rappers and artists than DJs, but I like, plus it's somewhat of an all-day event. But I like seeing the DJs getting the shine, from promoters, from artists getting DJs on their tracks. Again, we talked about it, and I can't remember what episode it was, but even with someone hiring a DJ to do a cut, and that's what we're talking about, because I was saying kind of like, is it a slap in the face if I just hire you for a cut and not necessarily the production? But I've thought about it, and I think we're getting at the very beginning stage of seeing the DJ back as at least somewhat of a forefront. I don't think we'll ever get to that. But out here in LA, out here in Southern Cali, I'm not gonna say just LA, in Southern Cali, I'm starting to see that sprinkled here and there. Kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel type of situation.
Interesting. All right. So I think it might be a local thing, because I mean, I know, well, I'm not gonna speak for, I mean, where I live. I mean, in terms of it's just trash in terms of that shit. Well, actually, no. It's a funny DJ. There's a techno and house DJ scene here, but my point is, I don't on the East Coast. I don't know if it's like that. Like as far as like, but LA's always, man. Listen, LA's has kept the fucking underground in salute. LA, Southern California, is, to me, seeming like over the years, has still kept a decent underground vibe throughout all the bullshit. So to me, there's I'm not surprised that you're saying that about your area, but I haven't seen that on a big scale. It'd be dope if it was on a big scale. I don't know what's going on in New York. I mean, so I don't like, I'm not there, but I haven't really heard about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen more DJs in the forefront in terms of on records out here.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I've definitely seen that. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that in a recent show. So yeah, I've definitely seen that, but I personally haven't seen DJs like be on shows and shit like that out here. I mean, well,
I bring it up, and I'm not saying like, I mean, I'm telling you, there's bits and pieces. I'm not saying like, yo, all the events I'm looking at, I'm seeing more DJs. No, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I'm not saying that thing. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Exactly. So Joe, mind you, Jay Garcia, that's my cousin. So that's me and him is hip hop all day. So Indigenous, he's also a producer, but he's a DJ. This dude, I mean, again, talking about music, a DJ being a producer, right? So that's cool within its own platform. But again, on the bill, on the flyer, I love seeing DJ so-and-so. And not just that. One thing is seeing a DJ on the flyer and knowing, wow, okay, the DJ is making somewhat of a comeback. But them actually getting an actual platform, right? It's not just, hey, you're going to play 5-10 minutes and make sure you get, you know, you're playing similar artists than what we have on the bill. Like, nah, you're here to showcase what you do. And I don't know, maybe that's an LA thing, because we got, again, it's more, we were talking the other day about tricks and DJs doing tricks and scratching and all that shit, as opposed to just playing music and vibing off the crowd. And that's what I kind of mean, right? So I think it's super dope to see that. Really fucking dope. And I'm not gonna be at the Galleries Fest, but I'm wondering if that's gonna be the case there as well.
Yeah, no, I think it is dope, and I mean, I salute to people seeing that, making that happen, because that's important. So, big up to them. It's very important. So, yeah, I hope it does spread, become a big thing. But yeah, no, it's dope. So we're gonna jump to see my point on the DJ is I guess I'm gonna stand on my soapbox and still say you need to know how to rock vinyl first to be a for me to consider you a DJ. And who the fuck am I? I mean, I don't know, somebody with a lot of years invested in this, but that's it. But yeah, I just think I'm gonna call you something else if you don't know how to spin vinyl, and which a lot of people don't, like, you didn't like at all, like, if you can't even just fuck with it, don't know what to do, and you're just straight knob turner or whatever the fuck it is, I can't. You need that. You at least need to know that. If you transition to that shit because it's easier, and I get it, and that's just how you rock, and wherever you go, your residency it's set up like that. That's cool, but and you just do that, and it's easier, and you do your birthday party, whatever, fine. I mean, but I'm saying, if you can't rock, if you can't put 2 records on and fucking play them shits and transition them from one song to the next song,
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, I mean, we also don't want to sound like, or me, I don't want to sound like the old head, because it took me a while to even acknowledge Serato, acknowledge CDJs and shit like that, which is cool. I get it. You don't longer have to have like 20 heads helping you carry crates and shit like that. That's dope. But still, like, if you're able to just, instead of spinning the record backwards, you just hit a button and it resets to where you, like, yes, it's easier. We talked about it. We're in a drive-by age. Everything is quick. Get it done. Get it done. But it takes away from the craft. It takes away from the work you have to put in. All that. And again, it's not to put anybody else down or people that do that. It's just a must. It's part of the craft.
Right. No, it is. I mean, and that's, I'm just saying, like, there's preliminary things, right, that you have to know with something. I mean, like, no matter what, like, if you're learning something, right, you just have to learn the basics. I went to school for graphic design, but I still know how to, like, how you do it the old way with, like, different copy and painting ass. Like, T-shirts are made differently, but, still know how to silk screen, at least know the basics. Mr. Todd, Rob Swift gives tutorials as well. Big up to him. So a lot of people are doing it. So I think it's dope, and that they're doing that. So, I mean, I just think all I'm saying is that I'm not saying you need to only do that now or anything like that. Maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I would have said some shit like that, but I'm not saying any of that. I mean, I'm like Serato, whatever. I'm just saying, like, there should at least be some fundamental knowledge. That's all I'm saying. C-level knowledge of how to do it. And as my man Born Infinity said, you're not a disc jockey if you can't spin discs. So
I mean, it's true, and it's not about talking shit, right? It's just true.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, like, again, we've talked about, would you rather sit there through an hour and a half set of someone just fucking wilding out on some turntables, or would you rather have someone, play some good music and get the crowd going? Same thing. Are you going to not have a good time if you're out at a bar, a club, or a wedding, and the dude that's spinning great music, has the crowd going, but he's on some button pushing shit? No, of course you're gonna dig. Okay, cool, because there's a place and time. But if you show up to a hip hop event and you're on that, and someone else kind of like, it's competition, and you can't rock like that, then the sheets are off.
Right. And have you seen? I mean, I think we talked about it before. Like, I saw there was a concert recently somewhere. I saw a thing online. They set up like a cardboard box, like a cutout, and they had the person back there like looking like they were doing something, and there was just
nothing there. I saw that.
There was nothing there, and there was like, I think it was a packed place too. I think like tons of people. Somebody else was playing that shit. They're probably just sitting back playlist. You know what I'm saying? So they probably grabbed the playlist off or whatever, like, you know. And
so you know what's happening, right? We're gonna stray away from this. So the same thing that happened in the '90s is happening now. So now, where in the '90s the DJ was pushed off to the side, we don't need the DJ to play a track because we have it pre-recorded. Now the DJ doesn't even have to necessarily have turntables or CDJs there because the music is playing through the. Just act like you're there. Just cover it. Nobody's gonna know. Like, what the fuck? Because the DJ now, again, at that point, the DJ is kind of the background. People are probably not even paying attention to what the DJ is doing unless it's on a big screen. And at that point, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the fuckery really comes in. So we're about to switch it up and talk B-Boy now. Pin this comment here. So salute to everybody rocking with us. Join in.
Yeah, you guys will notice like we do hard stops because of the time and all that, but you know we're getting it in. We're talking B-boys, DJs, B-boys, rap and graffiti on another show.
Right.
Want to take this one?
So yeah, sure. So salute to everybody, regulars and our new folks joining in. So we said B-Boy, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one because this is the most important one to me. I just wanted to share that like B-Boy is a state of mind. It's a lifestyle. It's a mentality. It's not. You don't necessarily have to still break dance to be a B-Boy. Like B-Boy culture is how you stand, how you rock, what you respect. Like, I mean, like there's some elements to it. Like you probably have a hand style if you're a B-Boy, but like, you know, like being a B-Boy, there's basic things in terms of how you even stand, dress, talk, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of it's not just about the like actual break dancing, if you will. You know, B-boys tend to like also be writers. So there's that element there that's typically like some a kindred thing. A lot of them DJ as well. So and the fashion element is huge. So like the B-boy subculture or B-boy, like I guess yeah, that's just the thing I wanted to point out, that it's just more than just, you know what I'm saying, the music. And so I wanted to go with it.
And, you know, and it really depends on who you ask, right? I mean, I'm with you. I rock with you because you've been, we've hung out. You've been in my car. My license plate.
What up?
But I'm not out there breakdancing, right? So, yeah, to me, a B-boy is a state of mind. Is the way you carry yourself. Is the way you're, again, like we said, the fashion, the way you wear your hat, the way you stand. You know, your hand style. If you know, there's times when like even myself, I don't notice. Like if I'm writing something, my wife's like, "Why are you tagging?" I'm like, "I'm not tagging. I'm just writing something down." And it's just my lettering. That, you know, not all wild style, all crazy, but just, you know, whatever, just the way the age or whatever. But if you ask somebody, was that?
It has to be like,
yeah, of course. Right. But if you ask somebody from the so-called true school, somebody like let's say I don't know, someone like a Crazy Legs. I know I had to bring that up. A Scheme or somebody like that. They might come back and be like, well, no, a B-boy, that's what a B-boy is. You know, the break boy, or, you know, and there's certain ways you can go about it too. Some people say it's Bronx boys, break boy, and breaking, is it breaking as actual break dancing, quote unquote, or it was a way to say like, stop breaking on me, or, you know, just kind of like stop. So again, throughout the years, shit changes. So if you talk to a true head, they might be like, nah, Sec, you're not a B-boy. Like, let me see you do a windmill. I'm not gonna be able to do a windmill, but the way I rock, you know, and I know, to me, I think the fact that I call myself a B-boy, I'll know when someone's doing a certain move, right? Oh, he did a double whatever, or, you know, that flare was this, or whatever it is. I'll know because, you know, I love the culture. I've been through it and all that. So I rock with you. I think the B-boy is more of a state of mind.
I mean, for me, I started out as a B-boy, and I always say that was my first love for a long time, and I transitioned to a different type of dance when shit changed in the 90s. You know, big up Mop Top Crew and Misfits. Dance Fusion, you know what I'm saying, and that whole squad out there, but Step Fiends, but it's even like this, yo. B-Boy, for instance, if someone's like, let's say someone stepped to you in some like type of shit, like not even on a violent shit, but like
competition shit.
You're gonna be ready to be like, yo, what up? I'll bust your ass in that shit. Like, let's go. Like even if it's like pool, yo, what? Like, you're not gonna, that's even with that. Like, what? You ready to, always show and prove. I just wanted to point that out because I think there's just a lot, a lot to it. As far as the how particularly, well, late '70s. That's a good way of putting it in a realms. B-boy ethics, just the way you carried yourself, right? You know what I mean? Like, B-boys still, I mean, to me, real B-boys will still care about biting or not biting. You know what I'm saying? That's B-boy. That's
a
early.
B-boy mentality. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, I just think, and that's also general hip hop shit too. But it's like, that's a specific part of and again, just being ready to get busy, like anytime, any place. What up? You know what I mean? Like, so just all of that. I just think it's, for me, it was important to share that, because it's like, sometimes we narrow in on one thing and we say, oh, this is what it is, and we get tunnel vision on shit. So, so yeah.
Now, are we? Because that's similar to what I was gonna say about the B-boy, and it kind of encompasses, because
Okay,
again,
sure.
it's ethics in the realms. Salute. It's the way you carry yourself. It's again, like we said, the way you wear your shoes, your Pumas. All right, so me, like, if I buy Pumas,
Hey, real quick, is this your thing here that you're about to share? Is this your?
Yeah, this is me. I thought you were talking about him. Yeah. So again, I'm confirmed with you, because that's pretty much what I was gonna say. Yes, the way you carry yourself. If I'm gonna buy, even down to the fashion, if I buy Pumas, ask my wife, ask anybody, I'm not gonna wear them until I'm able to rock the fat laces. That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna rock them without. And it gets to the point where, like, all right, so like, I'm not gonna go get them, but I have some blue suede ones with I want to say like a tan, the little logo that comes down. Not tan, it's more like a mustard type. And I always like that color combination. So I'm like, I gotta find those fat laces, like a mustard. These days, where do you get that? Nowhere, right? You gotta fucking order them from like the UK. So I haven't worn them because of that. It's that B-boy approach, ethics. You can, the competition, like you said, that competition style, like, always ready. Again, hip hop, bro, like, you can encompass this hip hop shit with life. And that's why I think hip hop culture is such a grand, the elements are such a grand thing, right? Because by you growing up hip hop as a B-boy, the way you stand, the way you look at, you ready, boom, prepare mentally, physically, that's everyday life shit. And you can take what you do as a B-boy, as a breakdancer, an actual breakdancer, rocker, whatever you want to call it, and filter that through life shit. So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's a mental, it's a spiritual, it's a body, mind, soul. I know that sounds, for whoever thinks about it this way, whether it's corny or not, but that's really what it is when you're when you consider yourself a B-boy.
For me, it is. I mean, like you said, just your general writing even is just going to be on that level. I mean, just but again, that goes back to the point of back in the day. Back in the day, everybody kind of did everything though, right? So, everyone had a hand style. People kind of dabbled in DJing, you kind of playing. Quick, we got time for this quick question.
Thank you. I wanted to acknowledge it. Yeah, go for it.
Big up, Joe's Hip Hop headquarters. Check him out. He's putting together this comprehensive like website encyclopedia joint. Do you guys mess with Red Bull B-Boys? Is it the real deal? Is it watered down breaking? I think watered down breaking is B-Boy and whatever is all over the place, not just Red Bull, because the whole thing has become about acrobatics and not the full dance, which is a dance. It's not gymnastics, and I think it's just become gymnastics. And so, you know, that's that. So I don't think that's just Red Bull. I think Red Bull has done some positive things for hip hop culture. I've been a part of some of their things, part of their events, some really dope Red Bull events that I was a part of. So it's not just Red Bull, but the whole thing's watered down because it's all about tricks. So that's my answer to that question.
I don't even have to follow it up. That's exactly what I think too. Anytime big companies, it might start off great, right? It might start off like, wow, we're getting yeah. And it's gonna get to the point where either if we're talking about B-boys, the B-boys, B-girls are gonna have to give in a little, or the influence of the big corporation, the big name, is gonna eventually, quote unquote, brainwash what they're trying to expose.
No matter what it is,
It doesn't matter. It matters.
Anything grassroots.
Yeah. And to me, honestly, hip hop, any element in hip hop is going to be pure if it's coming from the street. And even then, you'll still have, again, like we've talked about, people can just go online and now they can learn how to spin on their head without having to do the knowledge or whatever. But this hip hop shit, if you really want to see the real deal, it's coming from the street. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of brands out there and whatever it is you want to call it, clubs and fucking groups and crews and shit like that on a bigger scale that are doing it legit. But for the most part, if you see a big brand name like a Red Bull, you're gonna see some kind of watered down element.
Right. Hey, pin my comment here. We're going to switch it up to back to rap. Now we're talking. Today we're talking.
DJ.
Sorry. Oops. Oh, don't pin that comment. We're talking DJ. Damn, I'm an idiot.
Zulu King was cracking.
Salute, y'all. I'm messed up. I'm high. Don't forgive me. But my mom gave me some edibles. So
nice.
Yeah,
hey, Rubik's, what do you got? Let me see that.
Oh, they're just gummy. They're just green apple.
Right. All right.
Yeah, big up Mom Dukes. So we're talking. DJ. So you want to set it off with that one?
Yeah. Next. Okay. So back. This kind of coincides with the B-Boy, but the DJ. Again, going back, DJs and B-Boys go hand in hand. With this going, with me saying it's coming back full circle. Again, for those purists, and I consider myself a purist, I don't take that in a derogatory way. I feel like, I don't feel like it is. It's obviously different. The DJ, if it gets to the point where they're back in the forefront, it's completely different. Because you used to have, and I'm sure we've talked about it, you used to have DJs, for 90-some% of them, would come out and break records. And I don't mean physically break them, but break the music. Like some new shit that you've never heard, right? Now we have the internet, and someone must have heard it somewhere down the line, to where before it was like, yo, I got this from New York and I'm in LA and there's no way you would have heard this, and you're breaking some music. And the label, they've covered the label, so you don't know what they're spinning, what break they're using. That's how Kool Herc got, he was spinning records from inside the album that, you got a record that's on the radio, but he got that full album and got track number so-and-so, and now all of a sudden, like, what the fuck? So the DJ coming full circle, like I said earlier, is never going to be how it used to be. Because again, you got all this shit at your fingertips. Now you can just say, Alexa, what song is playing? Or so-and-so, what song is this? And now right away, boom, it's so-and-so from so-and-so. Now you got it. Now you flip it. It's good and bad, but it takes the competition away. It takes I love digging for records. I mean, I'm not a beat maker. I'm not a producer. I don't do any of that. I can follow a beat and all that, but I'm nowhere near any of that. But I used to love, and I still do sometimes, like, don't tell me what it is. Like, me and my nephews go back and forth. They're like, what's this? And I could easily Google, boom, I know. But I love the thinking, trying to find it, going to a record store, boom, got it a year later. That is no longer a thing unless you seriously just do this.
Right.
So is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? What do you think?
No, it's just time. I mean, time. Technology changes things, and so it's just a product of technology, and so it's just we're fortunate enough to have grown up in that era, and have seen that and been a part of a lot of things that no longer exist. We could probably make a show about that, where like things were that we used to do that were a part of the culture that no longer that you just don't do anymore. Even just people, just the fact we email verses and stuff, right? So, um, so that I was gonna say as you were talking, that's the nostalgia part of it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where it's like, oh, but we'll never get that back because not only you can do that, people are directly no DJs are breaking record. Nobody's getting their music to anybody. I mean, maybe if someone rose to the surface and they, I mean, maybe was it Paca the Plug? Is he like like that? I mean, like, is that the DJ that everybody gets their music to? I mean, who's breaking shit? I mean, but they're paying him, so I mean, nobody's.
And it goes back again. Sorry to cut you off. It goes back to like, yeah, my music's on Bandcamp, so you just preload it to your laptop, done. As opposed to, yo, let me get that promo, the instrumental, the acapella, the remix, and now you have, it takes away from all that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, well, and Goons Inside still dig tough. Yeah, people digging, that's different than like, I mean, you can't help if something like we're talking about like the DJs were nobody's breaking any music now is the point. Like with that everyone they have anything at their fingertips. The Shazam back when that was recent. They could Shazam something or whatever it was. So that's the point there. Nobody was really. So I just think it's a product of what's going on. So my point for the DJ is wanted to ask you what you thought the most important aspect of being a DJ is, and I'll just share what mine is, and you can share. Like for me, I feel like you have to be able to rock a party, or rock a show, or be able to play the right music. Now for excuse me, radio DJs, they're not actually like spinning, but even then have to play the right music. But if we're just talking like as far as with the turntables, I feel like you got to be able to rock a party. If you can do tricks and shit, if you can only like beat juggle or whatever, then I don't know, like that to me, like, and I'm good if you can, like, for me, I'm not good if you can only beat juggle and do tricks, but I am good if you can just rock a party, because that's all I need you for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I want. I mean, if like playing good music, if I go and hear like your DJ so and so, like bare minimum, like if you got all that shit in your bag, it's like it's just like B-Boy. If you got like fucking crazy tricks, word. But like, where's your up rocking? Where's your top rocking? You know what I'm saying? So that's me there. So what do you think on that?
I agree 100% with you. Be able to rock, and again, we've talked about this before. The whole tricks and all that, the executioners, invisible scratch pickle battles, and all that. Like it takes a person that has the ear for it, right? I can listen to that. I know you said you could minimum, but I can listen to a good hour, 2 hours of all that, and that's just because that's what I would listen to when I go bomb. But me personally, the most important aspect of the DJ is what most don't see, and that's the countless hours that the DJ spends in his room, his garage, his or her room, garage, whatever it is, just doing it, trying to find that sound, trying to find what goes with this. Again, this is pre-Serato, pre-laptop. You just didn't know. I mean, you get your BPMs, right? Okay, this is somewhat, but knowing when is the break. Okay, because if you're going to go rock a party and someone says, can you play this? oh damn, my routine says I only play this with this. Now they're asking for that. How am I going to transition that? You can't just fucking stop and just, like, and I've seen that happen. Sometimes it is what it is, but the countless hours that go into you as a DJ in your garage, like I said, or whatever, of just playing music, one, for fun, for yourself, and finding certain things that work, that eventually you rocking a barbecue, a wedding, or whatever it is, that pays off. That's the important part of the DJ, aside from what you said.
Right. Right. I mean, I just think you have to, there's foundational things in what DJ is, this jockey. So they're jockeying this, they're playing music. There's a reason for you. So, let's not get lost. I love when DJs can cut and scratch and do crazy shit. And I don't DJ. So someone said it's hard to appreciate if you don't DJ.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate dope shit. Like, to me, I can watch anything if it's dope. Like, I've watched the illest, wildest shit because it's dope. So if it's dope, I can fuck with it. But I think, sometimes, like, it just becomes, if that's all you can do, like, and you can't, I don't know. I mean, if that's all you want to do, fine. I'm just saying, like, and that's the type of DJ, or I'm just saying, like, to me, a complete DJ, or at bare minimum, I want a DJ that can play dope music. And yeah, DJ Battle Cat's early sets are insane. There's the whiz.
Because again, there's a time and place, right? You're not gonna be like, yo, I know how to beat juggle, the crab scratch and all that. All right, dude, I'm gonna hire you for my birthday party. And then when you get there, we talked about it before. There's been times I've been at events and I'm like, I'm dancing with wifey, and all of a sudden, dude is just like scratching. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to dance here. Like, let the fucking song play.
Oh yeah.
Or they'll stop it, like it's mid fucking like 4 bars into the verse, and then it's like, oh right, you mix something else, and it's like But again, there's a lot of people that don't even bat an eye. They're just like, fuck it, the next song's coming on. To where me, like right away, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But again, like someone said, it's you either don't appreciate it if you're not a DJ, or you don't even acknowledge it if you're not a DJ, or like dwell into the DJ work. So
right. We're switching it back up to the B-Boy.
Yeah, I'll take this one. So again, just piggybacking off the whole DJ and rocking a crowd, I have a question for you. That's all. I always have questions for you, right. And I'll do the same thing you did. So
in this joint,
I've seen a lot of B-boys, pop lockers, whatever it is you want to call them, or whatever it is they do, kind of go off on their style, and the music doesn't really go with what they're doing. Do you feel, as a B-boy, as a dancer, it has to be up tempo, right? So like, okay, I'll put it this way. I think we've talked about this before. If we have, then I'll just shut up. But there was I don't want to say it was a trap song, but it was just more on like that dirty South kind of, and this dude is on some up rock, and I'm like, that doesn't go. There's no, again, the B-boy to me, and someone said it earlier, it's the heart. So if there's a slower tempo, how are you connecting with that vibe as a B-boy? Am I on the right track? Does that sound about right?
Totally on the right track. I mean, I'm dying to jump in because first of all, I gotta show you guys this. This shit's crazy, big ass.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so diesel. Yeah, yo, listen, I've seen B-boys. So even cats B-boy into like not like Mob Deep and shit. Like it doesn't even work with that. Like some of those beats, I see people B-boy in the shook ones or something. Like,
it's kind of it's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
You can't. So yeah, that's where shit gets lost. It has to be the right shit. It doesn't have to be breaks. You can. I've seen some dope ciphers, some real tribal shit. It doesn't have to be just. So I don't want to be that guy and say it has to be like old school
breaks and shit like that.
No. Or it has to be, but it has to at least match, because because one could say that about popping. You can pop to anything as long as you can dance to anything as long as you're on beat. So here's the thing: as a rule, as a dancer, done. All right. If it works, if you're on beat, then you're good. So you have to adapt to the music. If the music's slow, you can't be doing fucking crazy spins like 100 miles an hour because that's not going to work. If it's fast, you can't be out like all slow. So basically, rock to the music. Bottom line, B-Boy, any type of dance. That's what it is. So that's how that's why you're a dancer. You're not an acrobat. You're a dancer. So pay attention to the music first. That's what's supposed to be your guide. That's it.
Yeah, because you have like, again, out here in the West Coast, as soon as, and I don't dance anymore, but as soon as if I'm at a even if I'm at Dodger Stadium, shout out my Dodgers that fucking choked again in the fucking postseason.
Totally.
And let's say some like Planet Rock or Play at Your Own Risk comes on. Immediately, I'm gonna start, oh shit, on some popping shit, because that's the vibe I'm getting. That's what we grew up on. All right, so they play like the next episode, Dr. Dre. I'm not gonna pop, right? Everybody's gonna start like trying to the whole, because that's just the feeling. It's slower tempo. It's the vibe. It's we've said it. It's a vibration. You and the music, you and the DJ, whatever the DJ emits, you kind of go back and forth, and you both connect. That's why I say DJ and the B-Boy connected, because whatever the DJ plays, the B-Boy, that's what comes out, and you grab what the DJ's telling you, and your body just boom. So I've seen it. You said it. You put Mobb Deep, and they speed it up. Now, obviously, to me, and I'm a purist, you can speed anything up, and it still won't sound right, because I know that song. Yeah. I know that's slow. You speed it up so you can have something to dance to. That still doesn't sound right to me.
I'll give you a perfect example of what happened. I entered an all styles dance competition, dance battle, like in 2015, and I was the older head there. I was probably the oldest person there at the time, and I battled this. There was one kid. He was a B-boy, and they put on like they put on La Schmoove.
Fushnikins?
Yep, Fushnikins. And I'm a 90s East Coast cat, so I went on that shit. I was, you know what I mean? And they couldn't, he was doing all this crazy shit, and I won the shit. And him and his friends were like, what? And then the judges came out and explained. They said, you were doing all this other stuff, so the music wasn't for that. So that's what happened. And he said, that's why he won. And they explained. So that's what, there you go. So
yeah, that's a great point.
So, I've always had this question. I would love to ask poppers this question. Like, and I think the answer, I'm starting to see this answer though. I'm starting to see there might be an answer. Well, there is an answer. I might have it, and am I? Sorry. Do poppers consider themselves B-boys? And I feel like it could be the other way around. But I feel like there's probably poppers out there, as I'm answering my own question, that don't necessarily consider themselves B-boys. They're just poppers, and they do the, boogaloo or whatever, or they do their tut, and they're like, because some kids get so specific. No, I'm just a tutter. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a bopper. Like, there's so many different styles now. Like, but for me, my exposure to this though, they both were mixed together. Like, Mr. Wave and stuff was doing his waving and all of that, and animation and everything, and he was with all these cats breaking and b-boying and stuff like that. So I've always wondered, like, so my exposure to it. So then even on the West Coast, when like, it was always happening together, like, for commercial shit, Turbo and Ozone, they were going on the floor and they were popping and they were locking. You know what I mean? So, but it seems like the cultures over the years maybe have gotten a bit divided. Well, not divided, but where it's like, so I feel like maybe some B-boys probably pop, but maybe just party poppers. They're like, I ain't no fucking B-boy. Like, you know, that I'm
Yeah.
no breaker. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, you're right. You have again, and that's with every element. You'll have the purist of just hardcore. Because out here, you'll have those like, nah, you know, you ask them, you know, what do you do? I'm a popper, I'm a tutter, I'm a locker, whatever it is, right? Boogaloo. But you had, and this is not in the West Coast, but you had Kippy D from Rocksteady. He was popping, but he was down with the B-Boys, and he was considered himself a B-Boy. Rest in peace. Mr. Animation, rest in peace. Popping, Tic Tac. He's you know, the whole ticking, right? And he'll say he's a B-Boy, right? But again, it goes back to the word B-Boy. It's to me, it's an attitude, it's a style, it's the way you carry yourself, it's a lifestyle. More so than, all right, a B-Boy is the one that, you know, all right, I got the windmill and I transition to the flare. Then I, you know, again, B-Boy is more of a state of mind. So I think some people take that and say, yeah, I'm a B-Boy. Again, I don't, I tried, you know, breaking. It wasn't for me. I did a few things. Shout out, rest in peace, B-Boy Abu, which is the one that taught me everything. But I ended up, you know, doing more of the popping because I wasn't as acrobatic. But I still consider myself a B-Boy because, again, you know, it's the way
Right.
you carry yourself. Yes, it's divided just like most of the elements. The DJ separated from the MC because they had to. The tutters, the poppers all kind of did their own thing. They had the popper picnic out here in LA, and it's all poppers. Nowhere on a flyer or anything you see B-Boy. No, it's poppers. The poppers picnic. Like, that's it. So that's not a bad thing, but I
Yeah.
personally don't think poppers, OG, strictly poppers, consider themselves B-Boys like that.
Nah, I would agree. Now that we're talking it out, I just had to think about it. I mean, I would, you know, would love to hear their take on it too, because yeah, that's a total different subculture too, even, you know. So that makes sense.
Because we also talk about where did popping come from, right? Everyone says Fresno, West Coast. But again, like Mr. Wave and Kippy D, everybody, you know, they were doing that. Like, where did it really come from? And I'm not trying to start controversy or anything like that, but it's like, you know, if it started out here in the West Coast, and then that's specific to the sound, right? So electro funk, even though Planet Rock kind of coincides, you know, kind of falls on that, but like Egyptian Lover, all that type of shit. You know, it's the style, it's the sound, it's what we were living with out here. The beach, Venice Beach, the boardwalk, the boom boxes, the fucking mesh cutoff shirts, all that, the biker, you know, gloves and all that shit. So yeah, I'm sure people are gonna be like, nah, this is our shit. I'm a popper. B-Boy, you know, comes from the East Coast. And again, not on a beef division, but it definitely is divided.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, but I get it. I mean, and some cats just didn't even, you know,
Precious
it's
kids.
yeah, the Freshest Kids. That's everyone's. I haven't seen it, but I've heard so many good things about it. But you see, oh, you got it. Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's good. I guess it's
Yeah,
good.
bro. I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it. Really
yeah,
dope. Because it also talks about what we talked about last time, controversy about Latino and Latina contributions. It gets into detail.
yeah. No, dope. I have to check. Put it on there. We should do a. Yeah, I would love to talk about like movies and shit too. What we can do. You should watch. So yeah, what you got on the Beat Boy? You got one more?
Again, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what I wanted to talk about, the whole vibe, right? Again, it's and I'll piggyback off the whole division shit just because I kind of made my point and we have some time. Um, is it a must to bring everybody together? Kind of like reinventing the whole Zulu Nation, right? Bam, bringing everybody together, and all of a sudden, boom, we got hip hop. Do we have to do something similar to get right? Because again, I hate seeing division, especially in hip hop. Whether you're talking a b-boy and a popper getting divided because no, this came from here, and then all of a sudden there's beef. An MC, well, this style, you know, Bone Thugs did the style. Nah, Freestyle Fellowship. Nah, CVE, Chilla Villain Empire. Nah, Twista did it, and all of a sudden, boom, divided. As opposed to, we all do the same shit. Let's celebrate it. Let's all get together and vibe off that same culture. Do we need that this day and age?
Oh yeah, we need it. We need
Could
it
it
more.
happen? That's a
We
bigger
need,
question.
ever. We need it more than ever on a big scale. But you know, the population doesn't. We want it. Some people want it, but I don't think a lot of people we want. We really want some ignorant shit now, man. People are really ignorant. We all want it. Like the shit, the biggest shit that gets love on my page is the most ignorant shit, not the real shit. So, I don't know. We gotta blame ourselves, but yeah, we want it. We need it. I mean, we definitely need it. But
You know what I think? You know
I,
what I think? Janine just said it too. It could happen. Yeah, absolutely, it can happen. I think again, it goes down to the whole drive-by era. Quick. We want everything quick. Um,
right, right.
I'm first to say it because I've always been like this. I used to build lowrider bikes when I was a teenager, and my thing is like, no, there's no way I can go a month without getting those handlebars or the 100 spoke rims, and it was always I have to get it, and then I'd get discouraged. Somewhat similar. These days, we want everything so fast. So if, like, let's say I get with somebody, I used to, I don't know if you remember, I told you I was going to get with somebody out here to hold black and brown unity here.
Yeah.
This is maybe about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dude went on some sour shit, so I kind of had to back out. But it was kind of that scenario. It was taking too long to get something settled. And like, never mind. We can't say never mind. Something like this, there's been so much damage to the culture that we can't just say, yo, if you can't give me a change in 30 days, or I'm giving you 30 days to give me a plan, we can't change something that 40 something year or 30 something years of blasphemy, bullshit, fucking drinking, women, but you can't change that in 30 days. So, like Janine said, it could happen, but we're not built these days to fight through that 30-day window. Once 30 days pass, never mind. We're not going to be able to do it.
We're pussies. Salute, Chucky. We're pussies, man. We're well, and I would say you and I probably in the last generation of like non-pussies. Like my oldest daughter is like a hybrid pussy, but you know what I mean. Like we want shit fast. We want it now. We're so we don't want to work. We want to take shortcuts. So we're trash about how as a society about how we move, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's whack.
That is what it is. It is what it is. Rubik's. I don't know if I asked earlier, and I don't know if I even finished. So there's the B-Boy Summit. I think it's a B-Boy Summit in November out here.
Mm-hmm.
Rubik's, if you're still here, I think it's the 17th, 18th, somewhere around there. I know there's like the Decon thing out here in Anaheim, and I think I have my dates wrong. But if you know it, hit me with it. Let's do it the old hip hop. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to go back, and I know people don't want to, right? They'll say like, "Oh, that's ancient." Even okay, so if you watch Style Wars, if I'm not mistaken, there was a point where Frosty Freeze was trying to do some kind of move, and somebody else, I can't remember if it was Take One or somebody told him, "Oh, that's some ancient style." Even back then, they were kind of like, we've moved on. We seem to think like going back to the essence, going back into the bare, strip it down to the fucking minimum and rebuilding is a bad thing. And I don't think so. I mean, I'm not talking about sound. I also don't want to hear some shit, some hip hop, all that shit. No, I get that. But rebuilding in terms of mental approach and
Yeah.
camaraderie, group.
Yo, back to the value. Back to the values.
I think it's needed.
Back to the values.
Freestyle sessions, that's what it is.
Yeah. Freestyle. B-Boy Summit has freestyle sessions.
I thought it was Rubik's in November. Yeah, I think it's 2 times a year. One's July and November or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but yeah, I might hit that up.
Yeah. So look at that. We stayed on time. So,
and got time to spare. What you got, brother? What you got coming up?
So next week we got we're in the lab. We're doing an attic session with our man Momo Nadon. So
yes.
He's always dope. He shows us how he made a beat, and then he rips that shit, spits over it. Then the following week, we got A+ next week too, talking crazy. Our monthly show on mental health, and then The following week we're back to the first of the month, so we got Brother J.
Brother J in the house. All right.
Constant Elevation, and then hopefully we got Queen Heroine.
I was just gonna ask you about her.
Yes, I'll talk to you offline about that. But so hopefully we have her, so we'll reschedule that one. So Juggernaut. So we got we got some things in the pipeline. Haas G or Phantom of the Beat from UMC's. So hopefully
that'd be dope. Okay.
I mean it works. So yeah, so Brother J, X Clan, we do a monthly show, Janine, called Constant Elevation. It's on our YouTube. It's on the Carrying the Culture YouTube channel. Do a shameless plug for that. Everybody doing subscribe. But yeah, so that's the deal. So and then of course we rocking, man. We're doing it, and I think we found a little groove here. So
yeah. So with that, I want to say and shout out to you again. I always shout you out for the work that you're putting in. So I've spent this week, and it's for those, and most of you don't know me, but my patience is fucking this thin. So I've been working on getting these lives up to my YouTube channel. I've had that YouTube channel for a while, and it's just been sitting there. But I've updated the website. If you guys want to be part of I'm trying to still work something out. I don't want to give too much information, but I got the affiliates right. I want to make sure that whoever we fuck with us, we put them as affiliates because the traffic on the website is pretty consistent, and I've noticed. But we got 4 episodes on our YouTube channel, Save the Hip Hop Culture. The link is in the bio. Once you get out, click it, subscribe, comment, share it with people. We're trying to grow that. And then again, the website, SaveTheHipHopCulture.com. We also we're trying to do. Fuck it. I'll wait. But I'm working on something, and I might do a giveaway. But we also want to do some kind of a. Fuck it, I'll say it. So we want to do a cassette release on, just kind of shedding light on producers, or not producers, beat makers. So I'll say this: the Inner Realms, which is constantly here, that's my man. They do something similar, but I want to do it on kind of a more of a. I want to do a twist on it. I'm not going to give the whole thing, but that's going to be on the website as well. And again, main thing I want to push: SaveTheHipHopCulture.com and Save the Hip Hop Culture on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, and tell people about it because we're trying to grow this after party shit. We got to talk about the elements, preserve them, support them, push them like Carrying the Culture has been doing every day with their, weekly element. And it's the only way we're going to be able to preserve these elements.
Yo, real quick, before we get out of here, are you didn't you say you were doing a little thing, doing a joint with your collectibles?
Yeah, and funny as I have it right here. So yes, so I'm thinking maybe in November I'll probably do it. I was gonna do Friday, but Friday people do their own thing, so I'm still trying to figure out what day and how to go about it. But yeah, so I want to do something where I showcase just collectibles, and really I do mean anything, right? It's not not strictly for hip hop, but like anything. I collect all sorts of shit. So even stuff like this, like the whole Olmec, ancient mother civilization stuff, like we do it all, right? So I do it all. So a lot of people hit me up like, yo, your fucking room is a museum, and yeah, man, I can fucking the old starting lineup joints. Like I got like this, there's a bunch of fucking Super Mario Brother, like there's everything, bro. So I just recently got this RZA.
What's up?
Bobby Digital. I waited 10 months for this bitch. But yeah, a lot of people hit me up and they're like, we want to see it. So I'm still trying to figure out how to go about it because I also don't want people to get bored or, so I might do a little feedback from the followers. What do you want to see next, right? I'm going to showcase this, and that. I did it a couple of years ago where I said, like, I'm going to post one tape a day, one cassette, whatever, just a random cassette. So I might do something like that. But yes, that's going to be in November. Thank you for asking, actually.
No, dope. So, yeah, so big salute to everybody joining in. And look at that. We can get on out of here. Look at that, man.
OG, I'll check my inbox, brother. I appreciate you even taking the time to tell me that. My inbox is always, I hardly had time to look at it. When I do, there's all sorts of shit. So I'll definitely check for you.
Yeah, so.
Thanks. M7, yes, sir. Before I go,
Mm.
And I apologize. I don't know. I can't remember the name of your project, but M7, so M7, the brother that just commented right here, has a dope. I'm gonna call it an EP because it's only a few tracks. Super dope shit. Going back to the essence, nothing crazy, nothing lyrical. It's just spiritual and just going back into the mind. And I'll post that. Salute everybody that's just striving to be better in a world where it's just bullshit.
Word, man. Be good, man. Always all love.
Capítulo uno. Thank you. Damn it. I'm so mad that I didn't know that, brother.
There you go.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. We'll get on.
All right, salute, man.